everyone, welcome to Ethereal Soul. Please don't mind any interruptions that occur from the outside. The world is very active right now. But today, I am back, you guys. And today I want to do a reading for you guys. And this reading is going to be about how is your past limiting you. I want you guys to pick between these 3 candles. I want you guys to give yourselves a second. Think. Close your eyes. Try to feel and take in the moment. And choose the candle that you feel like most resonates with you or most is calling your name. Once you guys have done that, please skip ahead to your pile, to your candle, and all that good stuff. You got 3 candles here to choose from. And today our reading is going to be about, once again, how has your past limited you? How is your past limiting you? This is the question that we're going to ask, and this is the question we're going to come figure out. Let's begin with pile 1, candle 1. So hi, candle 1. Today we're going to figure out how your past is limiting you. Today, honestly, I feel a little slow.
Here's what I found.
I feel a little draggy, a little unenergized. So I don't know if this is how you guys are feeling today, but this is how I'm feeling right now, honestly. I'm going to shuffle this deck a little bit for you, even though I pre-shuffled. I just want to show you guys. Alright, shuffling your deck so you can get a little bit of that. Okay? But today we're going to discuss how your past is limiting you. We're first going to figure out what has occurred in your past briefly, and then we're going to discuss how what has occurred has affected you now, and what can you do to kind of better that and fix that. Okay? So let's address candle 1, Spirit and Angels. Not yet. Spirit and Angels. What has occurred for candle 1 in the past? What has happened in the past for candle 1 that has limited them now? Let's figure out that. Let's get one card at a time. What has occurred in the past? So for candle 1, I'm sensing that in the past, you guys may have really been working hard. You've been working a lot. You have been possibly overworking, or just really trying to plant your seeds. You've been trying to grow. You've been trying to develop. You possibly have been trying to get into a place where you could be more financially independent, where you don't have to rely on other people to help you. I definitely am sensing that you have been very determined and focused on your job and on your finances. Yeah, you have been trying to create independence. You have been trying to possibly move out of your mom's house, move out of your father's house. You've been trying to just elevate and grow and become more independent as you do it. And I definitely am sensing this is what has came out of you working hard. But you also have possibly not been socializing as much as you strive to, as you want to. You possibly have been only focused on spending most of your time with family and close friends and people who kind of that you live with. But I do sense that you haven't probably been cutting off, or you haven't been in communication with a lot of people. You've been kind of in solitude. You've been spending a lot of time in hermit mode, a lot of time deeply reflecting, a lot of time focusing on what is it that you want for your future, especially career-wise. I'm sensing that you've really been working on your independence. Like I said, you've really been working on developing your finances and getting to a place where you don't have to work as hard as you've been working, where you can possibly enjoy your money a bit more. Because right now you've probably been in the mode of trying to master a skill. You've been in the mode trying to build wealth. And that's all you kind of been focusing on. And yourself. You've been heavily focused on yourself. So if I haven't said the cards that you have yet, candle 1, you have 8 of Pentacles and you have the 9 of Pentacles. And these are very self-driven cards, right? These are cards that's very focused on your own career, on your own financial stability. And like I said, you've been in solitude and you haven't been very focused on other people, as a matter of fact, at all. So what's occurred in the past for candle 1 that's limiting them now? I already kind of know what's limiting you guys, I think. So, in the past, I don't know what is limiting them now, see what this thinks is a person. King of Cups. So the King of Cups could be an individual in your life in the past that really, how you said, significantly impacted you. I sense that you, during this time of isolation, you really have been focusing on what you need emotionally. Possibly this could be emotionally from a partner, emotionally from a relationship, or just emotionally from any job that you're going to be in. In order to do this, what do I need in order to be happy, in order to be secure, in order to be emotionally fulfilled? I sense that whatever job that you may have been focusing on could be a job that involves helping people. You can be a nurse, you can be working in a nursing home, working with elderly. I sense that whatever you do as you know, for your job, it's really important for you to be very generous and helpful to the people around you. To me, the King of Cups is signifying your position in your job, and you are very much in a place where you are high in terms of you're very well respected in the area that you work in. You're also very well skilled and experienced in the area that you work in. And with the Six of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, I'm definitely sensing that in the past you was really focused on being generous. You focused on giving to your job, to your career, and that's been your main focus lately. That's been your main focus, I think, in general for Candle 1. So let's see in the past what is limiting Candle 1, but what has affected Candle 1's past is limiting them down. Decrease. Something has decreased for you in the past. Something has became less of. And I don't know if I'm just sensing you possibly went through a cycle of less socializing. You possibly have became less social, or something. You've been in a cycle of decrease. Something has become less. Something you've lost. You could have even been in a previous relationship, and once that relationship kind of, I won't say failed, but you possibly had to realize that this relationship wasn't the best for you. You possibly chose to focus more on yourself, go within and figure out what it is that you need out of this relationship. And after that has happened, you may have lost your interest for this person, or you may have decreased your communication with this person, or decreased your time spent with this person. Something in your past is decreasing. I'm not really sensing that financially things have been decreasing for you. I feel like financially things have gotten better. You have gotten to a place now where you're able to kind of treat yourself, take care of yourself. You don't really need no other assistance. But there has been some aspect of your life in the past that has decreased, something that you have lost. So give me, what's going on in the past for Candle 1? Fragmented energy. So your energy has been a bit all over the place in the past. You haven't really been able to put the puzzle together. You have really been able to figure out what it is that you possibly are doing, or what it is that you possibly should be focused on. Well, there's a lot of watery energy. It's like the last of the water that you have has spilled out. The last of what you had to give to anyone else has spilled out. And this is probably why you have retrieved back into yourself in the past. Because it's like, okay, I was giving of myself. I was being generous. I was giving. And now I really don't have any more to give. I have to choose between you or me. And I sense that you've chosen you. It's like you've chosen to put your heart back together. You've chosen to put you back together with this puzzle right here. That is what you have chosen. But I definitely am sensing in the past there's something that you've lost that have caused you to kind of, I'm not going to say go a bit crazy, but your energy has been a bit sporadic and all over the place. And you haven't been able to put things back together ever since. Things has been a little bit like getting away from you. And you haven't been able to get a grips of it. Let's get one more card. Past energy of Candle 1. Past energy of Candle 1. Thank you, Spirit. Ooh, it's 2. So the loving man and behind the mask. So someone has probably not have been telling you or showing you their true feelings. I'm definitely sensing like in the past there is someone who has feelings for you. This King of Cups now. That makes sense. You have a man in your life that really does love you. That really does want to be with you. That really does probably have a lot of emotions for you, probably is in love with you, probably does want a relationship with you, but I sense that this person hasn't been honest. There's either someone else in this person's life that they haven't told you about, or this person just haven't been 100% authentic. They have been wearing a mask. They have been wearing a mask, and they haven't been being truthful about their feelings for you. Or what I sense is also that my candle ones have been hiding behind their work and hiding behind their jobs and haven't really took a lunge or a step or a risk when it pertained to love. And this person, I sense that you know this person has been interested in you, or you're definitely aware of a man in your life that has feelings for you, but you have possibly not gotten to the place where you're comfortable enough to embrace this person's feelings and to go after this person. You've been in a very kind of in your safety net, and you haven't been very authentic, and I sense it's because your energy, you really don't know what you want. And I think that's what you've been trying to figure out in the past, and that's what's been occurring in the past. Now let's figure out how your past has been limiting you now. So I'm not sure if I should pick up these cards or just continue the reading, but the same, let's pick it up. Let's just play the board, and let's now figure out how your past is limiting you. Reshuffle this. So for my candle ones, very Miss Angels, how is their past limiting them? How is my candle ones past limiting them? Seven of Wands, you're very defensive now. You're very on guard, you're very defensive, and I sense that it's very difficult for you to let your guards down, to become vulnerable. Seven of Wands as well, you could be very in you could be even experiencing anxiety, a fight and flight mode, where you feel as though you have to fight your way out of a situation or a way out of something. Because I realize that in the past you've been very focused on your finances and possibly have kept yourself in a bubble and away from socializing. Even though there has been this one person that you may have been dating and entertaining, I just sense that you really have had high defenses against this person, and you have built these defenses to protect yourself. But I think this has caused you also to kind of not be your truest self. You're operating from a mode of defensiveness and not from your true authentic mode. It's just because you're afraid of something. There's something that you fear. So there's something that you're trying to protect yourself from. And I'm not really sure if what you're trying to protect yourself is worthy of protection. You get what I mean? So how is my candle one's past limiting them now? Ten of Cups. Wow. It may be causing you to create defenses against your emotional fulfillment. So something that will make you very happy and emotionally fulfilled, you are kind of blocking your own energy from and against. It's like that one thing that can come in, right? I'm not saying that this person is the only thing that will make you happy, but this person is definitely someone I sense that has a lot of emotion for you, loves you, and wants to make you happy. And because you are a little bit defensive and kind of against this, and you're trying to protect yourself from this person, you are finding yourself protecting yourself from the one thing that also can make you happy and that can change your life. This is definitely a lot of luck surrounding you, around you. Also, I sense that comfortability. You like to stay within your comfort zone. You like to possibly spend a lot of time, which I was sensing, with your family, and not even that's a great thing. But now there's more to the world that you aren't experiencing because you've been in this protective mode. And I sense that there's so much. Also, you possibly have been focusing on all your failures and things that have not worked out in the past, that you're probably lacking a little bit of gratefulness and recognizing what it is that you actually do have. And recognizing what you actually do want. It's like you have a lot of luck right now, but you're not taking advantage of this luck because you're focusing on your failures and what has not worked, and you're focusing on protecting yourself from the negative aspect of life. But I sense that what you're lacking is focusing on the positive, the things that has worked out. You have the Seven of Wands and the Ten of Cups. What's limiting you is your defensiveness, is your inability to allow love in, your inability to see and recognize what it is that you should be more grateful for. I'm also to see and recognize how your life is kind of changing. It's like you're protecting yourself from the necessary change that needs to happen and occur in your life in order to bring more emotional fulfillment, right? In order to bring that in. So how's my candles one past limiting them? How's my candle one past limiting them? How's my candle one past limiting them? Queen of Swords. So, you're very defensive and you're very on guard. And I sense that you definitely have been someone who is I don't want to say you're mean, but you've definitely been separating yourself from people, and you definitely have been a bit blunt and a bit mean, a bit strict. The Queen of Swords holds grudges. I sense that there's something that you have not let go of, and like I said, this is enabling you from moving forward and from recognizing what you do have. One thing I will say is with the Wheel of Fortune is, right now there's a lot of, this is something that has been destined to happen. You are destined to be in this protective mode because Spirit is trying to show you what it is that you could have, what it is that could be making you happy, what it is that you are deserving of, so you can recognize when to put your defenses down. You have been through a lot, I sense, right? So you've kind of retrieved back into yourself and focused on your finances and focused on what you was comfortable with. And now I sense that uncomfortability, you're going to have to put yourself out there again. And this is a little bit uncomfortable. With the Queen of Swords, though, there's a need for you to stop overthinking, because what's going to be limiting you is your thought pattern, how you are thinking. Your thoughts is causing you to come across as someone who's extremely possibly feisty, defensive, short-tongued, like you just say what's on your mind, and you probably get into a lot of disagreements or arguments, or you try to prevent these arguments by kind of like isolating yourself from people and stuff like that. But I sense that this is also causing you to come across as sometimes ungrateful, unappreciative, and it causes you to not acknowledge when things are going good, because it's kind of like you're focused on when things are going bad. It's like you're holding on to a grudge here, and this is what's limiting you. You're not moving past a situation that has occurred in your life that has definitely hurt you. Whether this is a separation or not, this is something that you're finding it difficult to move past, and you're finding it difficult to be more vulnerable and more soft and more inviting. You're taking on a very aggressive approach, Candle One, to life, to your surroundings, because that's what you feel like you had to do to protect yourself. But Spirit is saying you don't have to do that no more. If you have to be such a defensive and mean, angry person to deal with the people that you are around, those are probably the people you should not be around. And I think this is why you've been isolating yourself, to kind of regroup and figure out what it is that you need from either your social environment, from your career. This could also be with your career, people at your job. Really think about this. Really think about how you've been showing up in the world, how your behavior, and where your behavior is possibly stemming from. So, how is Candle One's past limiting them? Your higher self. I sense that it's not allowing you to connect with your higher self. It's not allowing you to follow your heart. It's not allowing you to follow the signs that Spirit is trying to show you. With the Wheel of Fortune here, Spirit may be trying to help you co-create with them, might be giving you and allowing you to work with them to create what it is that you desire out of your life with them. But you're not doing it. You're not also consulting that higher self. You're not connected because you are very defensive, and whatever defenses you are building up, you're also building up that defensive with it and making it harder to communicate with your higher self. And your higher self is being the bigger person. So I feel like whatever has occurred in your past is stopping you from being the bigger person now. You're more taking an defensive approach. You get what I'm saying? I hope you guys understand what I'm saying, Candle One. So, how's the past limiting Candle One? The loving man. Like I said, someone is in love with you. Someone wants to come and bring you love. This person wants to show you how much they've changed. This person wants you to choose them. And this person wants you to give them your heart. But I sense you're defensive about that. You're not sure. You're not sure whether you should or should not. I know you guys can't see the card, but The loving man. You're not sure whether you should accept this person's love offer. You're not sure if you should accept this person. And I sense that your past has been limiting you and making it difficult for you to move on into a new loving relationship. For you to trust this man that's been in your life. I'm definitely hearing that this person has changed. And this person will change your life dramatically if you allow them to. So how is the past limiting candle 1? Let's get another card. I definitely see friends and colleagues, and I definitely am sensing there's people at your job who you don't trust, who you kind of protect yourself from. But look at this kindred partnership. You guys are meant to be in love and be in a happy, loving, secure relationship. But I sense that this is something you've been not able to have because you've been so focused on the relationships that in your past that has failed efforts, that failed everything, just things that have not worked out for you. But what I'm hearing is that there's a loving connection in your life that is going to bring you a lot of emotional fulfillment, and it's going to change your life. And I sense that with the Wheel of Fortune, you have really no choice whether you think you're going to stop this from happening or not. You're not. It's going to still come to you. You guys are definitely kindred spirits, kindred partnerships, partners. And I sense that you have a spiritual connection. Yeah, there's going to be steps taken, whether you like it or not. But I definitely am getting that what has been limiting you is your inability to move past the things in your past that has hurt you. You're kind of someone who holds on to grudges, and these grudges is going to not be your downfall, but it's causing a lot of the issues as we speak now. So now what we're going to do is give you a little bit of advice to help you figure out what it is that you need to do. One thing I will say is accept this love, because this person is definitely someone whose spirit has personally picked out for you. And take the higher road to a situation. I sense that you possibly want closure from a situation. Sometimes you don't need closure. Sometimes you need to get closure to yourself. And I sense that that's what you need to focus on. Focus on what you do have. Focus on who does love you, who wants to be there for you. And don't focus on what's failed and what has fallen away, because that's already gone and that's already over with. So let's get some advice for my candle ones. How is their past? Let's get advice for how they can move past trauma and move forward. Let's get advice for candle one. Let's see. Get advice for candle one. Dispelling sadness. What's this say? I will feel better once I get the rest I need. I think you guys need to rest a little bit. You need to rest, and you need to release your sadness, which to me lets me know that you need to do a little bit of crying. You need to do a little bit of how you say it, expressing yourself, expressing your emotions, and also getting some rest. Give yourself a little bit of a break. Everyone needs it. Everyone deserves it. You don't have to be fighting all your life and every day and all the time. You don't have to be working all the day and every day to get your mind off of what has happened. You need to take a break. And this break, I feel like, will benefit you and do more good than bad. You just need that break. Guys, you just need the break. You need the rest. So we also have here creating cooperation. This really does remind you of me a job. More gets accomplished when everyone has a role to play. So if you are in a job where you'd like to take on most of the responsibilities because you don't trust anyone else, I'm sensing that you need to trust people a little bit more, because there's more that can get done if you work as a group, if you work as a team, than if you work by yourself. Even working with this partner that's trying to come into your life, this kindred partnership that wants to make their way in, if you choose to allow this person in, more things are going to get done. More things are going to be accomplished. But this is totally up to you. You get what I'm saying? If you want to feel better, you need to rest. And if you want to feel better, if you want to stop holding on to so much grudges, if you want to stop being so alone and working as hard as you've been working, allow other people to come in and help you, because more can get done with more hands involved. My candle ones, honoring adversity. So honor the bull, honor the struggles, honor the challenges and the roadblocks and things that get in your way. Honor it. And it says a fire reveals a path of renewed direction once the burning is complete. fire is the path of new direction once the burning is complete. So once all of the destruction has taken place and everything is down now, everything is destroyed, now whatever is destroyed is going to lead towards a renewed path, your wheel of fortune, your destined path. So allow whatever needs to fall away to fall away. Allow the adversities, the struggles, the things that you feel like and you consider a failure to help you and lead you towards a new path. Now let's figure out some more advice for my candle ones. How's the path for my candle ones? And say advice. For my advice for candle ones. Confidence, it comes with time and practice. That's very clear and like in your face. You need to be more confident about where you're headed. You need to be more confident about even love. And no one has the rubric or the, how does it called, the instructions on how to love or how to accept love or how to move forward from adversity. But I think what you do need to do in order to get in touch with your higher self, in order to receive the messages you need to receive, to understand how you can move forward from here on out, you do need to rest. You do need to give yourself a break, and you do need to give yourself that necessary time that you need to move on from a situation, and to rebuild that confidence. Sword, make the change. There's something in your life that you need to change. The Spirit is saying you have to change it. Understand that everything takes time. However, still things need to be done. And whatever you've been doing is not working anymore. Whatever you've been doing. Let's get one more card. So, like, whatever you've been doing has not been working. Phoenix, how's that happily ever after? How's that for a happily ever after, Phoenix? Phoenix is rising from the ashes, rising from this adversity. There's definitely a lot that has occurred in your life. A lot that has happened. But it's like you have the power to create the happily ever after that you seek. But only if you make the change, and only if you embody this confidence and believe that you can do it. I think that's what really, your higher self knows how far you came. They already have knowledge. They're able to advise you and to give you advice. Consult with them. Consult with you. Like I said, be that bigger person, but also it's time now that you make the changes and necessary changes that you need. If you've been a loner, if you've been someone who's been pushing people away and you don't want to accept no help, you don't want to accept love because you've been hurt, you've been burned, and you just can't seem to move past it, it's time for you to recognize that there is more to your life. There's more coming your way. But you have to rise from the ashes. You have to become better from what you've been through and not allow what you've been through to stop you from moving forward and from getting what it is that you deserve. So thank you for Candle Ones for tuning into you guys' reading. I hope you guys truly understood what I was trying to say. I hope you guys truly understood how your past has been limiting you and ways in which you can make it better and you can improve it. I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and join me again on my next reading. Thank you. Hello, pile. Well, candle 2. If you've chosen candle 2, you have met your reading. And today we're going to be discussing how your past has limited you. How is your past limiting you? Sometimes people like to look at the future, like to be in the present. But sometimes we got to go back to the past to figure out what's in it that's causing us to kind of not be where we want to be now. So let's figure out what's happened in the past for candle 2. What occurred in the past with candle 2, Spirit and Changes? What is creating past a candle two? Whoa. Spirit want to go about this reading differently, and this always happens. Second candles always wants to do things a bit different and make it difficult for me, right? So let's get into this reading. Let's figure out what has occurred for you in the past. So candle two, I'm definitely getting that in the past you may have had difficulty with making a very important decision in your life, and this decision may have been a decision that could have impacted your family. It could have been a decision that could have really impacted your future. It could just really impacted something in your life could have really just impacted you for making this choice. There's been, okay, let me go down the cards that you have, candle two. You have the Knight of Wands. You have the Ten of Pentacles. You have the King of Swords, the Emperor, and you have the Two of Swords / the Hangman. So with the Two of Swords here being here, in the past you've been blocked from, it could have been blocked from being in a family business. You could have been blocked from this one is a bit difficult, guys. Let me get into your energy a little bit more, candle two. Let's figure out what has occurred in the past with candle two. You guys could be bosses. You guys could be bosses, or you could have worked for someone in your family. It could have been a family business that you guys were an employee in, probably worked for. Like you didn't have like the main role. Like what I'm saying is like you wasn't a boss of the family business, but you worked with the family, right? You work with the family, you work in the family business, and I sense that there has been something that you've been dwelling about, that you've been wanting to change. Possibly it could have been about this family. It could just be even family, like regarding your wealth and your future. I'm also getting that you guys could have just opened up a business. You could have just went after and took some sort of action and achieved, or went after a creative endeavor that now it's looking very promising, and you may have been sorry guys, you've been receiving a lot of abundance from this business deal that you've just but I sense that with the Two of Swords, it's something that you in the past that you found difficult, a decision that you found difficult to make, or something you was in denial about seeing. Like there's some truth that you weren't able to grasp and understand, and probably even admit to yourself. With the Hangman there, I sense that there's a cycle in your life that you have been trying to end, you have been trying to break. And this cycle could be a cycle that have came to you, or have went with you, or moved with you through your family lineage. Like lineage, what is it called? Like your family has had this cycle or this business for many years, and it's like now you come up and you want to do things a bit different. You want to go down another path, you want to go down another way, you want to follow another thing. It's like you want to break a cycle, a family cycle that has always occurred, like something that's always happened within your family that now it's like, okay, I kind of don't want to do it. I feel like it's like, if you guys are in a family business, you guys don't want to be in this family business. And if you do, you want to go about it extremely different than the norm. But I sense that in the past, you were very lighthearted, determined, and a risk taker. You've seen limited risk. Like you didn't see what can happen if you go after this dream, or if you go after this conversation or this person. You was just really much being more impulsive. And then I sense that you could have been given more responsibilities. You could have been given a bigger role and not really know what to do with this role. I sense that you've done a lot of research. You have even went within and tried to figure out what comes with this responsibility. Because the Emperor right now is the big boss, is the big man, is the one that's in control. And I sense you have such a playful and lighthearted energy. The Great Three of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. So you have such a playful and lighthearted energy. You had no and limited and barely any responsibility. And then one day things shift and now you have all of the responsibility. And you really didn't know what it is to do with it. Or you really was in a place where you were like kind of running away from this responsibility because you didn't really want it. And this caused a lot of mental confusion. But let's get more information on what has occurred in the past with Candle 2. Behind a mask. I sense that you had difficulty with showing or expressing your truest self. You were someone who possibly wanted to go down a more creative route, and then you were thrown into this very business-oriented that was just stuck in your family for many years, and you didn't really know whether you should or where you should go with it, what path you should take. You was at a crossroad. You didn't know what to do, and I sense that you wasn't able to be your most authentic self during this process. You may have even had to hide that aspect of yourself. Put in the past for what has occurred in the past for Candle 2, Spirit and Angels. Put in the past for Dark Thoughts. 3-3 and 3. 333 could be you guys' number. It could be you guys' angel number. Please do some research on that. You got dark thoughts. There has been negative thoughts in the past. There has been, you've been aware and you've been feeling stuck. You have been feeling as if you were in a maze, as if there was no way out of the situation. And this is the thing, you've been trying to break some sort of cycle, but you have not been able to find a way to do it in the past. You wasn't able to find a way to do it. You've been trying to plan. You've been trying to take some action. You've been trying to get more control. You possibly have been trying to take more control. But it's like you have no idea what it is that you're doing. I have no idea what's going on in your reading, and I feel like you have no idea what it is that you was doing in the past. It's like Knight of Wands, you knew what it is that you desired. You knew what you wanted. You knew what you knew what you wanted to strive for. You went after it as well, but I sense that you wasn't able to express this. It's like something you had to keep hidden, something that you had to keep in the dark, and also something you was unsure about where it would lead. But I feel like it's like in my head I heard like you must have done it, like you had to do it, you had to do it, you had to do it. Even if it was going against everything you've ever known, you had to do it. What's happening in the past for my Candle 2? Again, fragmented energy. So you've been trying to put the puzzle for yourself. You have been trying to create a life that you see fit. But I sense that a life has been pre-planned out for you. And instead of, I think, being truthful and honest and expressing how this is not what it is that you want, you've more took a stance of retrieving, kind of running away, and reverse. You haven't been recognizing your power presently, well, in the past, but like you didn't recognize your power. You just only recognized, you probably only was focused on what has been laid out. Like, okay, like I said, if this is a family business, because this is a bit confusing, right? Whew, Candle 2s, you always give me a run for my money. I must say. But you guys present power. If you did, you guys, I don't think I showed you guys this. So let's just show you guys. And it's funny, this card is a 2. So another 2-2 here. Alright, so you guys have been you guys have not been honest with yourself. And I sense that in the past, because of your negative thoughts and your inability to get control of your energy and to get control of your own life, you have been feeling like a lot of things have been out of your control. With the Emperor here, you guys are very much strategic. You're planners. You plan ahead. You are a boss mindset. You do definitely have a boss mentality. But you haven't recognized the power and your power. It's like you've been in denial about the power that you have and the power that you possess. And it could be because you've been feeding yourself negativity, or people around you have been feeding you negativity and have been making it seem as though that you're not able to do this responsibility, not able to handle this responsibility. But I sense that that's another side. But I do think that you are able to handle the responsibilities. You're just not taking responsibility over it right now. You're kind of like retreated into yourself, ran away, and kind of tried to do a lot of self-reflection. You're trying to break a cycle, but you're not recognizing the power that you have in breaking the cycle. How you're able, by making that decision in your life, is breaking a cycle. Is taking back your power that you have not yet done. So let's get a little more clarification. Past Ten of Pentacles energy. What's the Ten of Pentacles? What has happened in the past between the two? What's the Ten of Pentacles? Ooh, Seven of Wands. You could have stood up or stand up or tried to protect someone in your family or something in your family. You've been trying to stand up and protect this. A family business could have, I don't know why I heard this, a family business could have failed and you could have been held responsible for this failure. But you have been avoiding taking responsibility, or you've been running away from taking this responsibility. What's the Knight of Wands? Queen of Wands. And the Empress and the Emperor. Interesting, guys. Interesting. So I'm sensing that you, in the past, you had to grow up. You had to grow up. And I'm also getting this thing that you used to go after a lot of things when you were younger, and then you had to realize that a lot of things had to come. You had to attract more. Like, you had to allow things to come to you more than going after things. Take more of a back seat, I'm even seeing, what you have been doing. This is what you have recognized and realized. With the Empress and the Emperor, you guys are definitely extremely abundant or fruitful. Like, anything you guys touch is going to bring wealth. And I sense that financially you've been in a very good, great place. But there could have been a lot of chaos within your home, a lot of chaos within your family, a lot of chaos within your stability, in some sort of way that you had felt like you had to interject and protect it and fight for it. There's something. King of Swords. Past energy of King of Swords. Eight of Pentacles, focused on that work, focused on mastering that skill. You may have been trying to learn how to become a boss. You've been learning how to become a boss because you were very young, you were very pure, you were very just a go-getter and energetic and impulsive, and then you had to realize, wait, I have to kind of become more responsible. I have to nurture and take care of something. I can't just, when something goes bad, move on to something else. I have to stay there. I have to sit with it. There's something you was forced to sit with, and you're so used to being on the go and being on the move and being more of a child, right? And I sense that you was forced to grow up, and this helped you grow up. This helped you develop. And I sense that in the past you were learning and developing how to become a boss. You were developing how to become more in charge and in control of your life, and how to become more disciplined. You possibly also was kind of learning how to balance out your masculine and feminine energy, your divine masculine and divine feminine energy. And this could have been, could have occurred due to something with family. Two of Swords, past energy. Six of Wands, that recognition. You could have received false recognition. You could have been blamed for something that you have not done. And like I said, there's been mental trap. You've been feeling trapped and unable to move out of or move past something. You've been trying to break a cycle, I sense. You've been trying to change something. Definitely something has been destroyed and destructed. Like something, I don't know, guys. I don't know. And as a, like, you know, tarot reader, it's so difficult when you don't, the messages is not coming out clear, because it's just like, there's some blockage here. I don't know if you guys ever been to another reader and they've told you that you're difficult to read because something regarding your own energy. You may have just be very blocked off from it, or very skeptical about it, or very unsure. And it makes it difficult for other people to read you. But I'm sensing, I'm not going to give up on you guys. You know, I'm not. With the Tower, there's something that has been destroyed. There's something has been forced to change in your life. There's a forced change in your life. And you've been forced to break a cycle. You've been forced to make a decision that you were not ready to make. And with the Six of Wands, you have been the one responsible. You have been the face of it. So I definitely am getting that there's a business that you've been the face of, that people have put you responsible for. And when things kind of went to shit, you were kind of like forced to pick up the pieces. You were forced to handle everything. This is very, very, very interesting, my loves. Like, very interesting, this story. Because let me know in the comments if this is your family business, if in the past you've been given a responsibility that you weren't ready to handle, or you found it very difficult to kind of, how you say it, to get comfortable with, to fall into. It's like you were probably very I don't want to say against it, but you may have been a little bit against it. Mentally, there definitely have been a little bit of negative thoughts. And you have not been able to be your truest self in the past. You have possibly been hiding behind what people expected of you to be, instead of being able to be who you are. And you may have been forced to grow up quicker than you were comfortable with. It's like you had no control over the past. You had no control of your energy. You had no control of your thoughts. And you had no control of your consciousness, your power. You may have felt very controlled by your family. You may have felt very controlled by older people in your family. And you may have had to, like, forcefully get your power back by breaking some sort of cycle, or by removing yourself from a situation, even. You may have even tried to remove yourself from a situation. Let's relight the incense for you guys. Your incense ended. It's so confusing. We're going to figure out how your past is limiting you, though, now. Because that's what the reading's about. So your past is a bit confusing. I feel like you're confused about your past. You don't even understand probably presently how you have gotten to the place that you're in now. But there may be a lot of healing that either needs to be done, or that you will be doing. Because I sense that you are a very positive light, and a lot of people may rely on you, but it's like you weren't ready for that responsibility, and that you're trying to break a cycle that, without any knowledge of really how to do it, or without recognizing your true power and your true essence. I sense that you have trouble with being your true self, your true authentic self. And that's because a lot of people may have been trying to control you. It could have been even a father figure or a mother that have been trying to control you since you was young, and you just never was able to create and come up with your own mind and do what it is that you truly wanted to do. And now it's kind of like, I won't say you're trying to rebel, but your rebellion was being in now. That's how you rebel, not making a decision. Being in limbo is how you rebel. So how is past limiting? How is Candle 2's past limiting now? Eight of Swords is stopping you from taking action. It's stopping you from removing yourself from a difficult situation. With the Eight of Swords, to me, this is someone who is mentally trapped, who creates, I'm not going to say who creates a trap, right? But in their mind, they feel as though they're unable to move past the situation. They're unable to get past the situation. They're unable to untrap themselves. But I don't think this pertains to you. I feel as though you're able to do whatever it is that you set out to do. But it's like, you just feel very victimized. You feel very like, why me? Five of Pentacles. I'm definitely getting your past is making it very difficult for you to follow your own beliefs. With the Hierophant here and the Five of Pentacles, you feel very alone. You feel as though a lot of people don't understand you. You feel as though what you believe in and what you want isn't being understood by the people around you. It's like you really do feel alone. You feel lonely. You feel misunderstood. And you feel like I'm hearing like this was done to you by someone. Like you didn't want to be like this. You didn't want to feel like this. You didn't want to feel like you're trapped and like a victim, right? You didn't want a victim mentality, but it's like, how else can you feel when everyone around you isn't listening to what it is that you need? Everyone around you is trying to control you, and now you're starting to feel like there's no one out for your good interest, for your best interest. You're starting to possibly even question things that your family used to drill into your head. It's like you're starting to be an adult and mature, and you feel like you were set up in some sort of way, like set up for failure because you weren't told the right things. You weren't told, like, you're questioning a lot of the things that you were told. And this is how your past is limiting you, because I sense you're not recognizing how you're able to remove yourself from the situation. You're not recognizing how you're able to question. You're able to question what it is that you're learning, what you're taught, and you don't have to feel like you're the only one. You're not the only one that feels the way you do. You're not the only one that believes what you believe. I just sense that you need to find a community that can understand you. Be around people who really truly understand what it is that you are feeling. Three of Cups. How's your past limiting you? I sense that whatever family environment that you've been in has stopped you from being able to be social and creating a social environment that is supportive for you. So whether this is your inability to make friends, you may have been, yeah, I'm sensing that you may have difficulty with making friends. You may have difficulty with blending in. You may have difficulty with also you have difficulty with making decisions. It's like everything has been planned out and laid out for you. Your mindset, the way you think, your beliefs, it's all from other people. That now you're in a stage where you just feel controlled. And you just feel trapped. And you don't know how to get out of this situation. And I think what has been limiting you is that mindset. Thinking as if there's no way out. There's always a way out. You don't have to feel lonely. You don't have to follow what you don't believe in. The truth is, your truth is your truth. And no one has to validate that for you. I'm definitely getting one of your issues that you seek support in the wrong places. And it's like you allow other people to control you, control your mindset, control what you do, and you don't take any responsibility for it. I think you got to recognize that you are growing up and that you are maturing, and that after a while you can no longer point blame. You can no longer point the finger at other people. You have to see and kind of stop and be like, what am I doing now to cause these problems, these issues? What am I doing that's causing this? Like, I'm even getting like, you know, some people have difficult childhoods. People been through some shit. And in the beginning, yes, you'd be like, Mama, you caused me to do this and that. I went through abuse or whatever I went through because of you. But now it's like, okay, am I going to allow what I went through to dictate my whole entire future? Or am I going to realize, no, they can no longer hurt me. They can no longer control me. They no longer have that effect over me. What's this Three of Cups, Spirit? How's candle 2's past affecting you? You guys have a lack mindset. You have a very negative thought process. And this is what's affecting how your past is affecting you. Because whoever, your mother, yeah, I'm definitely getting that your mom has taught you a way of thinking and a way of operating that is not conducive. You do not recognize the power that you have and the power that you play in every aspect of your life. You have the power. You have the control. And the truth is, you are always being kind of blessed and protected. Like, you have the higher, what is called, I think what it is you recognizing who to point blame at. And I think the blame needs to not be pointed towards yourself. But I also think that you need to recognize that after a while, it's either you're going to be like, okay, am I going to stay in the situation or not? Am I going to move past it or not? Am I going to make these people control me and my decisions? Am I going to be forced to do something I don't want to do? Or am I going to be like, no, I don't want to do it, and that's that? You know? Queen of Wands is someone who definitely takes control of their life. There's someone who's a go-getter, who's confident in their decisions, who doesn't really like to be tied down or controlled by anybody. And those are the type of people you need around you. People who don't try to control your mentality, or who doesn't try to lure you to situations that are only going to lead to your downfall. I'm definitely getting a motherly energy here that I don't know, with the Three of Cups being like what's limiting you is your inability to probably be social. You may have trouble trusting friends or trusting people in general because you feel as though all people are no good. All people are out there to hurt you, is out there to lure you to a difficult situation or a bad situation. They're just not for your highest good. Honestly, candle 2, what's limiting you is your inability to understand you, what you want, who you are. Even probably to comprehend what has affected you in your past. It may be your inability, because I'm having very much difficulty with understanding what you've been through, understanding what you're going through, understanding even how your past has affected you now. And me having difficulty with understanding that means that you probably have difficulty with understanding how you got to where you're at right now, and how what you've been through have affected you. So let's get you some advice, because I know you guys is reading. Well, let's figure out, wait, how your past has candle 2. Before we do that, let's figure out a little bit more of how your past has affected you. How's candle 2's past limiting them? Yep, conflict. There definitely has been conflict that you're still holding on to. How is candle 2's loss and conflict? You went through some difficult. You feel lost. And you're having a lot of trouble with keeping control of yourself. You're having a lot of trouble with maintaining control of your mental and your thoughts. You're having a lot of trouble. Because this person has the boat, right? This is conflict. This person has the boat. And you see how this person is trying to keep control over this boat because it's going mayhem. It's going wild. Then this person loses the boat. They couldn't keep control over it. Some aspect of your life you aren't able to keep control over. past limiting. Great achievement. You're definitely, okay, this is what I'm hearing. So you're going to celebrate some achievement, or an achievement in the past could be limiting you now. Like something you've achieved, something that has happened, something that, it could be even a wedding event. What's limiting you is something that's taking place in your life. There's an event that has happened in your life that's limiting in your past, that is limiting you now. Something that has taken place in the past, and the thing you've been through is limiting you now. And it's involving family. It's involving family. This could be a wedding. Your mom could be getting married, and there could have been a lot that has happened during that wedding. It could have been a conflict. It could have been a lot. Someone being left at the altar. It could just been so much going on, and I just sense that you feel lost. You feel lost. You feel misunderstood. You feel conflicted, and interesting. Let's get some advice. So for my candle 2, how is their past limiting them? No, that's actually not what I want to say. In fact, God messages, please provide me with advice for candle 2. Nine of Wands is popping back out. So we got balancing the brain. And this says, I can be and do all at once. Balance that brain, that mental. The way you're thinking is really enabling you from, oh my God, untangling neglect. I take the time to give myself all the approval I desire. Approval, validation. What did I say? You be seeking validation from your mama, and your mama does not give you the validation you seek. And what I'm sensing is it causes you to feel very trapped. It causes you to feel like, why me? Why do I have to deal with this? Why do I have to deal with them like this? Why do I have a parent like this? What I am truly getting is that you've been abandoned somehow, some way, by someone that you've trusted, and someone that you put your trust into, and it caused you to really go through a lot of mental conflict. You've been going through a lot of mental conflict. You may need to seek a therapist, seek someone to talk to. But I definitely am getting the approval you seek from this person, this mom. Start seeking that approval for yourself, because you do feel very lost. My gosh, guys. Advice for candle 2. Amplifying abundance. Abundance is my birthright, and I receive it now. Definitely there's money that is coming towards you. That was a side note, though, in my head. I wasn't really going to get into that, because that's not what this reading is about. But amplifying abundance is manifesting more abundance. It's recognizing that this is something that you're owed. This is something you're deserving of. And with the great achievement is that no matter what it is that you've been through, you are deserving of the greatest. And I think this is what you got to believe. No matter what it is that I have been through, my past, my history, the neglect that I experienced, the abandonment that I experienced, the conflict with my mental that I go through, I still deserve the 100% the best. I deserve to have more than enough of everything that I want. So, let's get advice for candle 2. More advice for candle 2. Garden, something lovely will grow from this. So something lovely is going to grow from this pain. It's going to grow from this abandonment. It's going to grow from everything you've been through. The Empress, everything you touch turn into gold. You are a very fruitful, prosperous person. You have beautiful, lighthearted energy. I just sense you was put into an environment, into a place that made you feel very neglected, not taken care of, and it was very conflicting, the environment that you're forced into. Flower. Be honest with yourself. But be truthful with yourself. The main thing is to be honest. Justice is here. The truth is going to come out whether you like it or not. But it's very important for you to be truthful with yourself. Let's get one more card for advice. Mirror. Treat your body like the palace it is. This is accepting how you look. 100%. Mirror. Treat your body like the palace it is. You are important. You are a palace. What you eat. Pay attention to what you're eating. Pay attention to how you're taking care of your body. Dance a little. Dance a little. Have a little fun. Treat your body like the palace it is. Abundance. Okay. Have a little fun. Go out. Embrace your achievements. Embrace yourself. Be confident. Take care of you. If you haven't been eating enough, like, greens, do some of that. Garden, eat some vegetables, some fruits. I'm sensing that's how you stop allowing your past to limit you, by eating a bit better, taking care of your body, and also by being honest with yourself. Whatever you've been through, there's something that's really great that's coming out of this. A great achievement is coming out of that. So this is your reading, candle 2. I hope that you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me your comments or your feelings about this pile. Please help me understand a little bit. So please comment what I may be discussing, what I may be talking about. Help me gain some clarity, because I'm a bit confused on what you guys' pile was trying to tell me. I'm a bit confused. I feel like I was all over the place, and I feel like messages was a bit blurred. So please let me know whether this pile resonated with you and what it means. So please like, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I hope you guys continue to be healed and blessed and happy. Now let's move on to candle 3. Last but not least, candle 3. Welcome to you guys' reading. Today we're going to be discussing how your past has limited you. We're first going to gain insight on your past and what has occurred. And then we're going to move on to the famous question, how your past has limited you. So let's figure this out. So for candle 3, this candle is not trying to stay in here. But candle 3, how is your... What has happened in your past? Let's get a little bit of insight of what has happened occurred in your past. 9 of Swords. There's been some sort of fear. There's been a lot of fear, mental confusion, and anxiety that you have went through in the past. I sense that you have been really much in your head. You probably have been trouble sleeping. You may have been experiencing some insomnia. You really have just been in a bad place mentally, because you have had a lot on your mind. You have had a lot that you've been thinking about, and a lot that you've been unhappy with. Things that you kind of been continuing to replay. So I definitely seeing that you experienced a lot of anxiety in the past, and because you possibly have been forced to walk away from something, and you've been emotionally triggered by this decision. You have been forced to focus on you and listen to your emotions, and your emotions right now are in a sad and in a difficult place. You have a lot of fears right now. Well, in the past, you had a lot of fears that has caused you to kind of have anxiety. You may have left a relationship. Candle 3. You may have abandoned a relationship, left in a relationship that was no longer for your highest and your best interest. Yeah, and I sense that, yep, 5 of Cups in reverse. You've experienced in the past a lot of regret regarding this, a lot of guilt, or just a lot of sorrow and sadness. You were very disappointed by this ending. You were very disappointed that you had to walk away from this person or walk away from this situation. And I sense that it triggered a lot of emotional trauma within you, a lot of emotional anxiety. There's just a lot that has came to the surface. You've just experienced just a lot of fear that kind of arise due to the situation. You definitely have experienced a huge emotional loss and disappointment. And this was what have triggered the fear and the anxiety within you. So let's figure out also what has occurred in the past for candle 3. What has occurred in the past for candle 3? Occurred in the past for candle 3. and 3. Okay, happy success. Wow. So it's very, you have been, in the past, you definitely have been trying to keep yourself happy. You may have may have succeeded or had some sort of success in your life that has really caused you and helped you get out of this rut. I sense that you've walked away in hopes of finding what makes you happy. Wow. You got the joyous fun and the kindred partnership. So interesting. And the stuck energy. Let's figure out what's on the back of this deck. King of Swords and the Six of Swords. You've moved on. You have moved away. And I sense that you've been striving for more clarity, for more peace in your life. You may have in the past realized that you had to put yourself more first. And even though this was difficult, I sense you really first began with a more positive mindset. You realized you had to think positive. Then you started to go out and do things that you really enjoy and find to be fun. And you may have even met someone while you was doing it. Or this kindred partnership, you may have felt like this person was your kindred partner that you have left behind. And this is what's causing a lot of the anxiety and the fear. And this is what's causing you to feel so sad. So in the past, I'm getting the things weren't as they seem for you. You were kind of forced to walk away from a situation that caused you a lot of sorrow, that caused you a lot of disappointment, and a sense that you really was in your head about the situation. You was overthinking. There was a lot that you were mentally going through, and a sense that you may have probably even seek some sort of help to kind of keep you in this happy spirit. You came out to succeeded at something, and this is what kept you in a good spirit. Like, I don't know. There's like two different energies. This is very depressed energy of someone who's experienced a lot of anxiety, who's experiencing a lot of fears, who has experienced a lot of disappointment and sorrow. But then there's this energy who's in this person who's in a beautiful, loving, supportive relationship with someone who with a like mind, someone who wants what you want, right? Someone who kind of feels like destined for you, like feels like the one. And you've probably experienced, you've been having a lot of fun, you've been enjoying yourself, and consciously you've been extremely very positive. So it's like two aspects of yourself. I'm not sure which one is to be. I guess 50% of you guys have had an amazing past of a lot of love, a lot of support, you've had a lot of fun, and you've been feeling extremely like successful. And a part of you guys have been fear and anxiety. This is the way you come up and show up in the world, and this is what's going on behind closed doors. Behind closed doors, you are experiencing a lot of anxiety, a lot of fears, and a lot of sadness and disappointment. But I find that when you go out into the world, you may have been trying to be a little bit more positive. You may have been trying to come across as if everything's good, because that's what you felt like would have helped you. That's what you felt like would have worked. That's what you feel like. That's what you're probably used to doing. Let's get a little bit more. What happened in the past? I need more insight. It's such a two different energies for you guys, which is the confusing thing. No supportive connection. So you've been... there's been a lack of supportive connections in your past. Lack of people supporting you. Possibly people didn't support your decision to leave and to walk away. Ascending Masters. Yeah, you definitely have been, you've been trying to remain positive. You've been trying to remain positive. You've been trying to consult your spirit guides, let them help you in all aspects of your life. You've been trying to remain positive about your love life. Possibly about finding your kindred spirit. You've been wanting to enter a new beginning. possibly when wanting to attract a new relationship, and you've been seeking spiritual guidance regarding this. But I definitely am sensing that you come across one way, but in reality there is a whole other side of you that's more deep, that's more distraught, that's more emotional, that's more sad than you may have come across to the world. But I am very proud of you, I wanted to say, because you definitely have been trying to maintain a positive mindset that has actually been attracting your partner, has been attracting real love into your life, and has been attracting a lot of fun. So I think whatever you've been doing has been working. But Spirit is also just letting me know that secretly you've been also going through a lot of mental issues, and you have been really struggling possibly with depression, with feeling really sad. So let's figure out now for you guys how's your past limiting you? Let's figure this out now. So how's Candle 3's past limiting them? How's Candle 3's past limiting them? Candle 3's past limiting them. Five of Swords. It's making you not be able to trust people, not be able to trust anyone. Honestly, you could have become very, very selfish due to what you've went through in the past. You could become very self-centered, or you could just become very untrustworthy. Like, there's a lot of people that you don't trust, and you're not going to trust, and you just don't trust probably anybody. The Two of Swords, you also have been in denial. So I feel as though, due to your past, you have been unable to see a side of yourself that has not been positive. It's like you've come across when you're out into the world as a very positive, happy person, but deep down inside you don't trust anyone. You don't trust anyone. You don't show your true intentions. You keep a lot of things close to your chest, and you refuse to believe or to see yourself for who you truly are. How's the past limiting you, Candle 3? How's Candle 3's past limiting them? One more card for how Candle 3's past limiting them. Thank you, Spirit. Queen of Pentacles. Well, the Queen of Pentacles is about... Let's get a card for the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is very loyal. Hello, you guys. I had to come back to the reading because there's a lot of technical difficulties. So we're going to just continue the reading as we left off. So we were discussing about the Queen of Pentacles here, and we were discussing that this person or you are extremely loyal. You're someone who definitely sacrifices a lot for the people that you love. You're extremely generous, and you give a lot of yourself. But what I am seeing is that you're putting a pause to this aspect of you because you feel as though this has been taken advantage of, and you're no longer allowing or want to allow people to take advantage of your loyalty, people to take advantage of the way you care and the way you show that you love. I sense that you are purposely withdrawing yourself now, and how your past is limiting you now is that it may even be causing you to become a little bit sick. It may be causing you to be sick, bedbound, not be able to socialize or have the energy to socialize as much as that you used to. I sense that how your past is limiting you now is a lot of things in your life now is changing and is adjusting, and this transformation may be a bit difficult for you, and it may take a lot out of you. Also, I sense that your past may be limiting your ability to heal yourself, to help heal others. You're definitely someone that likes to help people. You like to cure people and get people back to their full strengths. You may even be a nurse. And this past and what you have been through with your fear and your anxiety may be affecting your job now, maybe affecting what you're doing for a living even, financially. I definitely am sensing that this is starting to show up in the multiple aspects of your life, not only your mental, but I'm also seeing that it's affecting your finances now, the way or what has occurred in your past. Your past was extremely difficult, as we've seen before. It involved a lot of fears, it involved a lot of anxiety, and it forced you to kind of walk away from something that you may not have been prepared or ready to do. And it also forced a lot of emotions to resurface for you that you possibly had spent a lot of time not dealing with, in a sense that you're still in the main mind frame of not wanting to deal with your stuff. And it's time to deal with your stuff. How? Candle 3. My loves, you have to deal with the issues in your life, because all they're going to do is show up in other aspects of your life if you continue to try to ignore them. So we're going to get a little bit more information on how your past has limited you, candle 3. How has your past limited you, candle 3? Let's get this one. We got the Sacred Temple. So I sense that Spirit is very much involved and had a lot to do with what has occurred to you in the past. And has a lot to do with also what is affecting you now. With the Sacred Temple, this is about Spirit allowing you into their circle, allowing you to be able to connect with them directly. And this is a privilege that not everyone is given or has. I sense that there has been a lot of changes and adjustments. 5-5 may be relevant to you, but there has been a lot of changes and adjustments that you have had to make now in your life that you probably aren't used to, and I'm even hearing may not even be ready for. Like I got before, is that you're extremely a loyal person. You're definitely placed on this earth to help and heal people, and I sense that this is why you got the Sacred Temple here, because this is what you are destined to be doing. But every person, every healer needs time for themselves and needs to also know when it's time to put themselves first. And I sense that switch is something that you may lack or not understand and comprehend. I'm definitely getting that this time can involve a lot of nurses, a lot of doctors, or people who are just have a job that involves a lot of having to heal others. But I sense that there's a neglection of yourself. You're neglecting yourself. You're neglecting your own needs. And it's time for you to break cycles. And it's time for you to start putting things in perspective and start to end things, because now you're just kind of limiting and putting a pause on your growth, pause on your purpose. How's the past limited candle to be? So for candle 3, I says that there could have been something that you may have been able to achieve, or an event that was an accomplishment for you that you may have not even been able to truly enjoy. You may have isolated yourself. You may have removed yourself from that event, or you may have just chosen to put someone else before yourself. And this kind of, like, it didn't allow you to fully enjoy this event. It didn't allow you to fully enjoy your accomplishments and your achievements. You definitely are someone who may have, you've gotten so far, you came so far, but it's like you're limiting yourself. You're limiting your potential, but not taking care of you. I'm definitely getting that the ways in which you can possibly stop limiting yourself is by reading, learning more about spirituality, learning more about your purpose and what you're set out to do. Taking time, if you're going to take time to yourself to evaluate what it is that you truly want to do with your life. That is going to help you remove the blockages in your life and remove what has been limiting you. It's very important for you to make some hard and difficult changes in your life and to end something. There's something in your life that needs to be ended. In that sense, you could even be avoiding this end, avoiding making a decision about this end. But I sense with the Death card, it's out of your control at this point. What it needs to be ended is going to be ended. Now, how you're going to deal with the way things end and when it happens is the question. And Spirit is basically trying to bring to your attention all the possibilities that is in front of you, all that they are allowing you to do, and all that they kind of want you to achieve. But I'm also hearing that you have to want to achieve that too, and you want to achieve it the proper way, not by getting people back, not by being untrustworthy. Be trustworthy in the people who deserve it, who's deserving of your trust. But the people who are not deserving of your trust, that's the people who you need to make the difficult decision to cut out of your life that you may be avoiding to do. So, it is time. How is the past limiting my candle 3s? An increase. So I'm definitely getting that a lot of things is out of your control. Spirit has taken back a lot of control, but yeah, you do have a victim mentality here, where you feel as though, why me? You feel as though everyone is against you. You feel as though a lot of things that has happened to you and not for you. And this mindset is how your past is limiting. I think your past is really affecting the way you are thinking about your future, the way you are operating in your now. With the cycle of increase, I definitely am getting that a lot is coming towards you. You're going to have an abundance and there's going to be more. But I'm also getting with the increase, which is the negative aspect of it, is that you're going to have possibly a more of a fluctuation of emotions and different thoughts that's kind of resurfacing for you. Your thoughts are going to be all over the place, and you might be thinking the most that you have ever thought. You may have developed or picked up a skill of overthinking, and this is how your past is limiting you, because now you're thinking about so much more. There's a lot more on your mind. There's a lot more responsibilities, a lot more that has to get done, and all that is going to cause you to become very overwhelmed, and also sense that you're someone who's really probably isolating yourself and always in protection mode, always in protective mode, always in protective mode. And you just, to me, spend a lot of time possibly alone. A lot of time alone. I'm getting a lot of time alone. One thing I'm getting for sure is your past made you defensive. It made you not want to mess with no one. It made you not want to trust anyone. It made you not want people in your space. It probably made you want to be more alone or a loner. And that's a sacrifice that I feel as though you are willing to make. But what are you willing to make that sacrifice for? What is your end goal? What are you trying to achieve? Whether it's peace, whatever it is, that's what needs to be, I think, kind of determined, right? It needs to be figured out. You need to figure that out. So let's figure out some advice for candle 3. Let's get some advice for candle 3. How is past, well, what's the advice for candle 3 in not allowing their past to limit them anymore? Reading wellness. Yeah, you definitely take care of people is what I'm definitely sensing. You are my caregivers. Balance is the key to a life of infinite miracles. Understanding that continuing and keeping a healthy balance in your life with any and everything is what's going to continue to bless you with increase. It's going to continue to bless you with miracles. It's going to continue to bless you with milestones being reached. Definitely, you're one power that I see. Even despite your mindset, you are still going to achieve a lot in your life, and you're still going to be extremely successful. However, being successful and being at peace is two different things, and I want you to be at peace and successful. And with Reading Wellness, this is just trying to bring to your attention that everything needs balance. So if you are overgiving yourself and taking care of people and working all the time and not taking time to really deal with the true root of the problem, which is you, your mindset, and what you have been through, and addressing that head on, then you're going to find yourself a lot of times out of balance. You're going to find yourself a lot of times feeling ungrounded. And you're a person, I feel like, that strives to be grounded. In order to maintain that groundedness, you have to maintain your balance. So, more advice for candle 3. It's too much cards for candle 3. More advice for candle 3. This is too much cards. Let me get one at a time, please. Ooh, you try to take out my candle. Take out, just like you try to take out my candle, take out this mindsets, the way you think. Take that out. But yeah, dissolving judgments. So you're going to be removing a lot of unhealthy judgments for your life. Judgments regarding yourself, judgments regarding the people around you. You're going to stop pointing the finger, and I sense that you're going to see the part that you play in it, and you're going to learn to love all aspects of your journey, whether the difficult moments and the good. This is the advice. Dissolve your judgments. Stop allowing judgment to dictate your life. And remain balanced. Candle 3, y'all have a lot to say. A lot to say, but I don't have a lot of time. So processing grief is letting me know that you guys are going to be processing a very difficult situation that has happened and occurred in your life. Something that was very difficult for you. My losses prove how deeply I loved. But yeah, I think that there's also needs to be an acknowledgement that everything you've lost in the past possibly year, or everything that they've been through, has been for a reason. And it doesn't negate how hard that you love and how much you deserving of love that you are. You deserve love. And I think you're going to realize that everything that you have lost, it shows how much you love and how pure your heart is. And it's okay to have a pure heart. It just, who do you give this heart to is what kind of you need to start paying attention to. Let's get more advice for process your grief, remove your judgments, and balance your energy. We got gray. Endings are inevitable. And like I said to you guys, You guys are meant and need to end something in your life, and it is what it is, and it's going to be ended whether you like it or not. And I think that's something that will help you find peace with the situation. That things end. It's the way of life. But also when things end, things come. This little boat here. Something's approaching. So just allow that. Allow it to come. Advice for Capricorn. Let's get my advice for Capricorn. Advice for Capricorn. Advice for Capricorn. Oh my God, y'all got so much energy. Guys, I'm going to leave this though. Stand up for yourself. Spirit is saying stand up for yourself. You are your own light. You are your own power. And it says B-I-T-C-H, fire. So you be that B-I-T-C-H. You be that. And you stand up for yourself. And you make your points clear. And you also, it's about also making that decision. Going for it. You cannot avoid it. You have to stand up for yourself. The Seven of Wands at the bottom of the deck for you guys. This is about someone who stands up for themselves, who fights for what they want, who also builds their defenses. So when they are going out into the world and they have to address certain things, they're well prepared. So I sense that there's an element of you that needs to become well prepared and very comfortable with standing in your truth and speaking up and speaking out. Let's get one more advice for candle 3. You got this up. Oh my gosh. Let me take this one that flew out. So we got Evil Queen. You deserve sugar, not salt. This is about someone who's being deceived. You don't deserve to be deceived. You don't deserve to get crumbs from people. You deserve to have the whole mother freaking pie. So, be that. Be the B-I-T-C-H that people may call you. Be the evil queen that people may suspect you to be, quote unquote. I'm sensing here is that you just deserve way more than you've been putting up with. And this is something that you have to acknowledge. You also have to acknowledge that what you've been getting is not what you have expected or what you deserve. So are you going to continue to put up with it? Are you going to stand up and put an end to it? That is up to you. But that's what I'm sensing is limiting you right now. And I'm also sensing that this is the only things and only ways for you to kind of move past that. Past that. So, candle 3s, I really enjoyed you guys' reading. It took me a while to finish a reading, if I'm being honest. Setup changed. Everything changes. Memory card gets full. However, even through all them obstacles, I still was able to return to your reading, complete your reading. So that's how you have to approach every and all situations in your life. And I ask that you guys be brave. I ask that you guys remain strong and understand that you have the power. But you have to take it and run with it, okay? So thank you guys for tuning into this reading. This is a reading about how is your past limiting you. I hope you guys have a great and amazing day. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed my reading. Please leave in the comments below your opinions, how you felt, can you agree, what you've been through, and if you want, leave suggestions of more videos for me to do. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you for tuning into Ethereal Soul.